You never really know what someone is going through until life forces you to see the truth. On a cold December morning, Flight 726 from New York to Los Angeles was ready for takeoff. Among the passengers was a young black boy named Ethan, barely 10 years old, sitting quietly with his mother near the back of the plane. He held a small inhaler in his hand, something he never left without. But for one flight attendant, that small act would become the beginning of something unforgettable. Welcome back to EquiNarrative, where stories open hearts and change minds. An hour later, the plane hit turbulence. Lights flickered, trays shook, and a few passengers gasped. Ethan began to cough. His breathing became shallow, panic filled his little face. Monica grabbed his inhaler quickly, but before she could help him, Claire appeared again. "I told you not to use that during flight," she scolded. Monica's eyes filled with tears. "Please, he needs it now." The passengers nearby began watching. Whispers spread across the cabin. One man in business class muttered, "Some people just don't follow rules." Claire's voice rose, "Ma'am, put it away. You're causing unnecessary panic." Ethan coughed harder. His mother pleaded again. And then, a calm, deep voice interrupted. "Let them be." Everyone turned. It was Captain Harris, the pilot who had come out from the cockpit during the turbulence check. He crouched beside Ethan, taking the inhaler from Monica gently. "Hey, buddy," he said softly, "breathe slow, okay? You're safe." He pressed the inhaler to Ethan's lips, one puff, then another. Within seconds, Ethan's breathing steadied. The plane grew silent. Then Captain Harris turned toward Claire. "Do you even know what it's like to need this?" he said, holding up the inhaler. Claire froze. She didn't know what to say. He continued, "This little thing keeps people alive. You don't shame someone for needing it." The words cut deep. Claire's confidence crumbled. Passengers murmured in disapproval, a few even clapped softly. Ethan smiled faintly, whispering, "Thank you, sir." Captain Harris smiled back, "No, thank you for being brave." For the rest of the flight, Claire couldn't shake the guilt. She offered drinks to Monica and Ethan, trying to make up for what she'd done. But the damage, at least for that moment, was already done. Hours later, when the plane landed in LA, Claire saw Monica waiting in the aisle. She expected anger, maybe even a complaint. But instead, Monica gently smiled. "I forgive you," she said. "We all make mistakes. I just hope next time, someone else's child doesn't have to suffer." Claire felt her eyes burn with tears. She nodded, voice trembling, "Thank you. I promise, I'll never forget this." Weeks later, Claire received a letter at her airline office. It was from Ethan. In shaky handwriting, he wrote, "Dear Miss Claire, thank you for taking care of me at the end of the flight. I know you didn't mean to be mean. I'm doing better now. I hope next time you fly, you won't be scared if someone like me needs help. Love, Ethan." Tears rolled down her cheeks as she read. That day, Claire went to her supervisor and asked to join the airline's diversity and empathy training team. She wanted to help others learn the lesson she did, that compassion should always come before judgment. Months later, another flight. Another little boy coughing softly. But this time, Claire didn't hesitate. She rushed over, helped him with his inhaler, and stayed by his side until he was fine. Passengers watched her with admiration. Because sometimes, the biggest change doesn't happen in the air, it happens in the heart. Backhand index pointing right. Never judge someone's struggle just because you don't understand it. Backhand index pointing right. Kindness costs nothing, but can save everything. This is EquiNarrative, where stories heal, where empathy takes flight.